Canine nutritional guidelines. You are what you eat applies to dogs too. So, nutrition is just as important to dogs as it is for humans. And good nutrition plays a really big part in treating your dog suffering from pain and related syndromes. If a dog is overweight and is suffering from arthritis or hip or elbow dysplasia or knee problems, torn ACL, it's important for that dog to lose weight to ease the pain and burden of the weight on his limbs. Also, I tell my dog patients, you can have me come over several times to give acupuncture to your dog, but if you're just feeding your dog garbage, it's really not going to be as effective and you're wasting your money having me come do acupuncture. So nutrition is one of the biggest factors in helping your dog stay healthy and get healthy. Let's talk about what not to feed your dog first. I would say one of the most important things is do not feed your dog any gluten, especially gluten from wheat. Gluten aggravates symptoms of arthritis and most pain in people and dogs. And unfortunately, wheat gluten is used in several brand name dog foods that you'll find in your grocery store or your big chain stores that sell dog food. Wheat is also a major factor in weight gain. So once you eliminate the wheat in a dog's diet, you may notice that he's in less pain, he may lose weight, and if he has allergies, they may be eliminated. A lot of people don't really know what foods contain wheat. So things like milk bones. Most dog treats have wheat in them, so if you're buying milk bones, please don't buy them anymore. Crackers and cookies, pretzels have wheat, pasta, cake and pastries, bread and bagels, pancakes, and most dogs love pizza crust, but it also has wheat gluten in it. You also want to make sure that your dog food does not contain any fillers, byproducts, wheat, soy, or corn. Wheat, corn, and soy may also cause allergies, skin rashes, and weight gain. So before you buy any dog food, read the label carefully before buying it. This is a label from a very popular dog food sold here in the U.S. You will see this dog food at every grocery store and every big chain dog food place. And look at the ingredients. Corn is the first one. Corn gluten meal is the second one. Whole grain wheat, the third one. Meat and bone meal, soybean hulls, soybean meal. It goes on and on. There is not probably one decent thing in this dog food. You're better off giving the dog the bag to eat. So you also want to avoid brands that contain the following things. Now, forgive me because this might get a little bit graphic. So if you have a queasy stomach, you may just want to bear with me and visualize something nice while I'm talking about this. Animal meat meal and animal byproducts. Unfortunately, this is what's left of a slaughtered animal after the meat is removed. So it can include things like beaks and feet and blood, intestines, bones, and tissue. Beef and bone meal. This is another byproduct of beef which contains hair, hooves, horns, manure, entrails, and blood. Corn bran. This is the outer layer of the corn kernel. It has no nutritional value. It just takes up space in the bag. Corn gluten. This is the residue from corn which can be used as a protein but usually causes allergies in many dogs just like wheat gluten. Now there are some really good brands out there. Not every brand has these things in them, so like I said, you just have to read the labels. If you are going to introduce new food, you may want to switch carefully and also switch in a timely fashion, not just switch from one brand to the next. Um, I guess it does depend though. If you're using a really bad brand and you don't want your dog to use it, you may have to switch immediately. Or if your dog's having a reaction from it, you definitely want to switch it immediately. So the rule of thumb in introducing a new food is during the first week of switching, use about 75% of the old food and then 25% of the new food. Second week, use 50% of the old food and 50% of the new food. Third week, 25% of the old and then 75% of the new. And then the fourth week, 100% of all new food. Once again, use common sense, and if you need to change your dog's food right away because he's allergic to the old food or he's having a bad reaction, then you just have to kind of bite the bullet and do that. Parsley is a safe and natural solution for stinky dog breath. I always sneak a little bit of parsley in my dog's food. I chop it up real good and mix it in with her wet food, and she doesn't even know it's there. So this is the standard list of foods to avoid giving a dog. It is common sense, but some of them are not common sense. Some of them we would think would be safe for dogs. So things you don't want to give your dog would be chocolate, macadamia nuts, onions are toxic for dogs, grapes are toxic, pear pips, also the kernels of plums, peaches, and apricots, apple core pips. Tylenol is deadly poison for dogs. Antifreeze, for some reason dogs like the smell of antifreeze, and if there's any laying around they might go lick it. Potato peelings and green looking potatoes, rhubarb leaves, any kind of moldy or spoiled foods, alcohol, yeast dough, coffee grounds, coffee beans and tea, hops, tomato leaves and stems, broccoli in large amounts. You can give your dog broccoli, but not in large amounts. Raisins and grapes, of course, common sense, cigarettes, tobacco, cigars, etc. Rawhide, that can get stuck in your throat. Cow's hooves and pig's ears, you have the risk of salmonella. And milk, dogs do not have the enzymes to digest lactose. There are several websites out there that will send out alerts about pet food recalls, and it's important to know about these. Every country has its own regulations and agencies that take care of this. As soon as we hear about a pet food recall in the United States, we post it on our Four Paws Acupuncture Facebook page. So feel free to follow us there, or feel free to follow someone else who is regular about posting about pet food recalls. This is Kuan Yin Kali Wu reminding you to eat your carrots.